All right, we are on the, this is the Southcoast tournament. Let's go look at this hole. This is the Southcoast tournament. This is the White Cliff Golf Club holes. These brand new holes that we're trying to get for this tournament here. And this is the hole we're on. We're on hole 4, par 3. And I saw, I already have one posted. We're going to have to play these holes several times before we figure out what the deal. But I saw my opponent shoot from over here, shooting on, and I will tell you that I don't care if the only shot I have is to hit into this sand right here. I will never, ever land from this pad to hit over. Now, you may have to do that when you're on the back tees, although we're in our wood range here, so you should be able to, at least from the second tees. Maybe not from the third tees, but at least from the second tees, you should be able to get over here with your driver, and you can use any driver that's got a lot of backspin. So you may be able to use a quarterback. I think a Rocket's the one that has all the backspin. But there are options that you have here as opposed to hitting off of this. Anytime you hit in this game where you're bouncing here and your second bounce is then going over a chasm where you've got sand and water, there is a weird wind effect, and I'm not interested. And you can also see when you're looking here, here's the flat part. Everything on that side of the line is flat. Everything on that side of the line is flat. It rolls down. So here it's going like this, and then it rolls down. So it rolled down, and then on the other side it's coming up and it's rolling up that hill. So anywhere where you're on this side, so if you land on this side here, the opportunity for your ball to take a flat bounce so that when it bridges this gap it comes flat, it's going to change its trajectory big time. So it's really hard when you're doing these types of shots to get exactly what you're looking for over here, and if you end up short shooting it, it'll hit this face and it's going to bounce straight up and you're going to get a weird effect. I'm going to be only interested on this hole and starting on this side of whatever. I don't want to be anywhere on that side. This is the only area up here that I can look at for a landing spot. So let's go watch the video and see how our opponent did here. I believe on this hole I had a sniper with me. And I'm not so sure that, I think the sniper will work fine. If you don't have a high enough level sniper, a Guardian will definitely get the job done. I think you only need about 4 or 5 backspin. You only need about 4 or 5 backspin if you don't want to use curl. If you pull the ball out to the left and apply curl, you can slow that ball down. And you can see, that area over there when you're bouncing over, it takes an irregular bounce, and I'm never, ever, ever going to put all of that into play on a par 3. I want to start over here by the green. So maximum club with a Quasar is right there about mid-green. Just kind of seeing where our mid-maxes are. So we're pretty close to mid-club here, eking towards max. If we used a 1 power ball so that we could use a Santa, we'd probably be right at maximum club. And you can see there when I pulled it towards us, how it all of a sudden it gets on that hill face. So I want to stay the heck away from that hill face. I want to be in front of that. Now usually when I come on these, I don't like to put a lot of stuff on. I want to hit it straight out and see what the course will do. Because you don't really ever want to apply curl on these drives, on these hole-in-one type shots like this. It's always best to try and get any movement done with side spin. Anytime you add curl in as a variable, your chances of consistently being able to put in a shot are diminished. All right, that was hole number 4. That's a par 3, just a different look at it. And I really kind of showed that. I didn't do really good on the first time through. I just had whatever I had. I think I might even had a big dog. But I really wanted to show that, to show you the way that our opponent approached it. And I'm not a big fan of that. Why put all of that stuff into play? And everybody that plays this game and has been playing for a while knows that when you hit over sand and water, the ball can take weird bounces, especially when it's going over that stuff on its second bounce. When you're flying over it and it hasn't touched the ground yet, it usually responds the way you want it to. But if you're hitting the ground and then trying to bounce over some stuff like that, in this game, and not every time, but a lot of times it starts to do some weird stuff. So I would avoid that. All right, thanks for watching. Maybe.